Told by the powers that be that we are live. Are we live on the Marshall Sports Network? Yes, we are. And we welcome you to Harrison, Arkansas. We're at Pioneer Arena here on the North Ark campus. And as always, at Skip Arms. And joining me tonight for a third night in a row, I welcome and appreciate everything he's done. This is my brother, Greg. How are you doing?
Doing okay. How are you tonight?
Good. Seen some good basketball, some good players. Some good teams on the women's side of it. The Lady Bobcats went down in their second game last night pretty heavily to the Lady Panthers of Norfolk, and that ended their run in this tournament. But the first game for the Bobcats are tonight, and already starting off fairly actively with the with Valley Springs coming here to take on Marshall in the first game, their first appearances in the tournament. Jesse Ragland gets not neglected but rejected underneath, and he fights for it, gets a tie ball, and possession arrow goes for Valley Springs.
Well, that's two trips up the court, two ties up, two changes of possession.
Yep. And we're going to see a couple fairly evenly matched teams. You'll see a lot of that on both sides, and a three hit there on the far side. Looked like by number 21 for the Valley Springs Tigers. And they're up 3-0. Lazy cross court pass by Griffin to the Priest. He recovers it, and they all get it back out to Bryce Griffin. Peyton DePriest from the low wing. He hits a three. Did you see how comfortable that was?
Yeah, he doesn't seem hurried at all. I thought there was someone guarding him, but apparently I was wrong.
If there's somebody on Valley that's faster than number 0, Peyton DePriest, they will be fast. He's fast with his hands, fast with his feet, fast with his shot. He got a steal there. Wasn't fast enough to keep it away from
he immediately gave it up.
Yep. Ragland with a reject.
Yeah, that's a nice block.
Max Beavers, number 5, come down. He's going to feed it. No, he's going to keep it. And he's going to draw the foul on the layup. Go to the line for 2. Tie ball game, 3-3. Almost 2 minutes in. And we welcome you here to the Marshall Sports Network. I'm going to give accolades, as always, to Super Blaze.
Super Blaze.
Thomas, always behind the microphone. And he willingly, I don't know if he willingly, may have surprised him, but he gave up a microphone for Greg to come in here. We appreciate that, Blaze. You're such a good man. Such a good man. He works the microphone. He doesn't get to talk a lot.
He's a giving person.
Yeah, he is. He is. Got here early and set up the technology and does what only Blaze can do. And that's where that superness comes from. Another lofty pass. Not going to happen tonight, guys. DePriest from the same spot. He hits the front of the rim. Can't get it to fall. This time, Ragland on the hustle is going to get called for the foul. Jesse Ragland has the first foul, first team foul for Marshall. Same shot, same spot.
He hit that one again. That was 24 that time.
Yeah, 24. This time for the Valley Springs Tigers. Hits a three from the same size, puts the Tigers up by 3.
Yep, 6-3. Yep. Little miscommunication there.
Max Beavers overthrows his intended receiver along the baseline. Justin Deckard. Valley Springs in the past has usually been very athletic, very muscular, kind of a big team. Always had a big post player, not just tall but big, and they seem to be on the maybe lighter side now, but that probably doesn't take away from their ability to play.
Well, he shot right out of his shoe that time. So.
That following foot got stepped on, I think. Got peeled off the shoe there. 5:17 to go in the first period. Bobcats are down by 5. It's 8-3. And for those of you, I know you join at different parts of the ball game, so you'll hear me welcome people as we go through the first half here. But if you're just joining us, your Bobcats are down by 5. This is Valley Springs Tigers here in Harrison at the NAC tournament. Good feed to Jesse Ragland inside from Peyton DePriest. That's 2 points on the board. They have 5. They have cut the lead 2-3 by the Tigers. Good hands.
Good hands.
On the backside by Griffin. Lead pass from Beavers to Griffin. Good layup. 7-8. What are we seeing here, Greg? Transition game.
Transition.
The speed is very evident in the front 3 here for the Bobcats, and they're showing off right now.
We're also seeing defense on both sides of the ball.
Right.
Both teams are very quick, and they're very aggressive.
Great hands always for the Bobcats and for the Tigers. You'll see that a lot by Griffin. He usually gets away with it, but that time he slapped the wrist of the shooter. But he's pretty sneaky from behind and will peel the ball off of someone going in for a layup down the middle of the paint. So at the line, number 10 for the Tigers, he's going to be shooting 2.
It's the first one.
And he misses the first. You'll always hear us talk about free throws at the high school level. If you look at how much you lose, I guarantee you've missed that many free throws, almost always. We had a great game on Monday night when the Lady Cats took on Omaha the first night. We had 100% free throw percentage all the way up into the third period. Peyton DePriest stealing the ball on the rebound. He's going to turn around for the putback. He's going to be fouled, go to the line for 2.
Yeah, Monday night we were wondering if they were ever going to miss. Either team was going to miss a free throw.
And we haven't had the same pattern for the rest of the game and then last night either. When Peyton DePriest shoots, I think he tells the ball just go in, and he doesn't matter how he puts it up, it goes in. Seems like. Don't prove me wrong, Peyton. There you go.
There you go. Well, I think that one he put in the right spot. That was nothing but net.
He has a demeanor where he conserves energy when he's not actively on the play. And so he has bolt lightning speed the rest of the time. There's number 21 again. He hit it before. He hit it again. That's 2 threes.
That obviously is his spot.
That's his spot. They have 11. Bobcats are down now by 2 instead of being up by 1. 3:24 to go in the first period. Bad pass from DePriest into Ragland. And the Tigers are coming the other way. Break to the goal by number 24. Look, there was Griffin. Oh, my gosh. Jesse Ragland. How does he do it? Every single game, number 25, Jesse Ragland draws a minimum of 1 charge.
Well, he got his charge there.
But, you know, when you're a big body, when you are a big body and they're going to the goal, just stand there.
Yeah.
You're going to be able to reach them, right? You're going to be able to get near them, so just stand there. Maybe they'll run over you, and they did. Jesse Ragland, a little bit of drama there, too. He's pretty good at that. Beavers was setting up for a 3, and don't discount Ragland out there, even though he's a post player. We've got 4 on 3, and they pull up. That was a walk, but it wasn't called.
Appears number 21 has more than 1 spot.
He's got the eagle eye right now. And he puts his team up by 5. Your Bobcats down by 5, 14-9. DePriest can't get it to go in from 3.
That was in there and out of there.
DePriest a challenge. That was a 3-stepper without a shot. Bryce Griffin with the steal. It's going to be tipped out of bounds. That's awesome to see. Valley Springs player number 2 going out to help Griffin up off the ground. Usually doesn't happen in this rivalry, but yeah, glad to see that it's happening tonight.
It's 21 from that. I'm sorry, that was number 2 on that shot. And
he inbounded it and then got it back. Shot it from the corner down there. Couldn't get it to fall. Griffin and Beavers out front. with control. Beavers very good at that. Making a player miss inside the 3. That'll be a 2-pointer by Bryce Griffin. Bring him up
smooth.
to 11. Yeah.
Very smooth.
And he's a better football player than he is a basketball player. Unstoppable at running back. I didn't see what happened, but I'm guessing it's Max Beavers, is it? Or who did they call that on? Oh, they called it on Richard Rental in the game, 22. Rental or Rentel, however you say that. He's a foreign exchange student as well. And Greg, you don't know, but every game I brag on Richard Rental. You can look at him and you know he's got a lot of space but he just doesn't put off the air of this superstar. But he is everywhere, and he is there when you need him. Feed back the Beavers underneath. Beavers goes up for the shot and hits it.
Contested.
Beavers with the opportunity to make a 3-point play. He can tie the ball game with 1:18 to go in the first period.
Yeah, he went up in traffic and the much bigger bodies around him and didn't faze him at all.
Not getting the favorable bounce, and it's out on Valley. And the Bobcats will retain possession. They'll inbound it from their own baseline. It was overruled. Okay. Going to lay off the officials tonight. Not going to say a word.
They called a foul on that
Overruled. Going to call a foul on Ragland, and he pushed. But it was the referee at the top of the key that called it, not the one right under the head. They had the perspective. 21 from the near side.
So much for laying off the refs there, Skip.
Oh, yeah. See how Rental's defense?
Yes.
Rental is just, I don't know, he doesn't show speed, but he's everywhere. He has great defensive tack. Good rebound. Look where he goes to the goal. Out at the goal, he was defending the shot, and his man was on the other side. I mean, I'm just impressed with him. But 3-point lead now for the Valley Springs Tigers. We're under a minute to go, down to about 40 seconds in the first period. Your Bobcats are down by 3. Ritzel's pass is off the foot of the defender, and it's going to be Marshall's ball. 30 seconds to go on the clock. Justin Decker going to come back in. Ragland's going to have a seat. My prediction is a very super long 3. No. It's going to be blocked. DePriest, a little lazy on the jump shot, but good hands by his defender there. And they steal the ball coming down to the other end of the court, and the Tigers will set up for a final shot. DePriest with the steal. He's got 7 seconds. The clock is behind the board. Feed to Griffin and in.
Yeah.
Not enough time for the Valley Springs Tigers to get a shot off. And the Bobcats are going to go into the second period down by 1. What a good ball game, evenly matched.
That was a nice play to end that quarter on. He took it coast to coast and dished it just right.
But, you know, it was 7 seconds, and the awareness of how much time is left and what's going on. When DePriest got to steal, he didn't get in a hurry. You know, he didn't get in a hurry, and being in a hurry will cause mistakes and bad passes, and he didn't do that. He knew how much time he had. He looked at the clock, and they moved down the court just enough time for Griffin to get the feed for the layup. What do you see sticking out for each team here that we've seen so far? What's the do's and don'ts that each team have to do right now?
Well, I feel like the one thing that's been hurting the Bobcats is their passing. Their passing's been fairly lazy, and the Tigers have been all over it. And I think that's caused a lot of turnovers. They need to make it crisper. Would help them a lot.
There has been more of a sense of urgency, seems like, by the Tigers being out on the court. They want to be in their position quicker. They want to make their shots quicker. They want to make their passes more crisp. And this is the nature of the Bobcat team. They are a transition team. They do move the ball down the court really well. And in between, it seems like they don't have the urgency they should.
But that's the one glaring difference I see in the two teams. It could be the difference in that 1 point. is that I think the Bobcats have given up more with their sloppy passing, particularly as aggressive as the Tigers are.
Look at that. Look at the awareness Deckard has as he was going out of bounds. Rental will normally shoot that. He's going to go to the goal. Yeah. 24 was moving. They call a charge.
They called a charge on that.
Oh, my goodness. Good dramatic display right there to draw the foul.
He flopped like a soccer player.
Didn't see a red card come out yet. With the feet inside, number 21, Rentals right there. He is a solid body. I tell you, he's not big, but he doesn't let anybody move him. That one looked short. I was just going to say over the back. Good slap on the arm. There's number 23. He's going to get called for the foul. With the foul on Deckard. DePriest and Griffin will bring it down into the front court. We're about a minute into the second period. Your Bobcats are down by 1, 16-15. They're taking on the Valley Springs Tigers if you're just joining us, and we appreciate you joining us. We've had 200 or 300 on the girls' games viewing the broadcast over the last couple nights. Hey, if he's sitting down, he's walking. If he's sitting down, he's walking.
Yeah, they called a timeout.
Yep.
Called a timeout to keep possession of the ball.
That's one thing I do not understand is how a player can roll on his hip and not be walking, right? You got to have something still. If you're rolling on a ball, no place is ever staying in the same, right?
Yeah, you're right there.
They're not staying in the same spot. So I've had the whistle a few times. I've had the black and white shirt.
Well, you could roll your foot back and forth and change without ever lifting the foot up.
Yeah, but the middle of it can rotate. There's part of it that doesn't ever move. It doesn't move. But anyway,
you could be on your toe and be on your heel. Not the same thing. We're having a anatomy class here on the radio. At some point, Skip will realize he's wrong and defer to me.
I will. I already have in my heart. And he's done it before, but they're calling it now, number 24. Got that foot switch before they take the first dribble. That's a walk as well. Do you disagree with that?
I do not disagree, sir.
And in my heart of hearts, I feel good. I was right for once.
I know low self-esteem's always been an issue with you.
I don't want to be right. I want to be correct. DePriest has a great lane to the goal. He should have taken the direct layup, but decided to go underneath. Rental with the rebound and the putback. He is not going to make the basket, but he's going to go to the line for two.
Rental is spelled rental.
Yeah, that layup, by the time he got under that basket, that layup had a little too much force on it.
Yep. They had closed the gap a little bit, so he was forced under the basket. A little more than his arm would reach and didn't have quite enough spin on the ball. Not a good placement on the backboard. Deckard comes out. Jesse Ragland back in to the game. Max Beaver's down on this far end getting some instructions from Coach Smith.
Well, Reynolds missed his first free throw, but he got his second, and now we're tied at 16.
16-16, 6:20 to go in the second period in the first half. Good defense by this Bobcat team. They are scared to pass inside, you know.
Yeah, I haven't seen an inside game from them at all. They'll drive to the bucket, but they won't pass to the inside.
Great elevation by number 21. He's hit a couple, maybe 3 threes. Yeah, he's hit 3 threes. He's got half the points for Valley. Well, he's just capped on top of that. He's got 11 of the 18 for Valley Springs. That's number 21. Griffin along the baseline. Rental just inside the free throw line. He can't get it to fall. Go the other way. Bobcats are down by 2. 21's going to try to shoot it from 3. Beavers was behind, and somehow it's out on him.
I don't know how that works.
I don't either.
Maybe we need to move from anatomy to physics with the referee.
I was going to say the physics class for the officials. You know, maybe they have a chalkboard in the officials' room. We could go give them a lesson at halftime right quick.
I think just with the basketball and some hands-on demonstration, we could make it work.
All right.
I train in other topics. Maybe I could train him on that too.
Valley Springs Tigers with the ball. They're up by 2. Mishandled dribble by number 21. I'm going to say after this game's over with, you know, if the Tigers come out on top, 21 will probably be your player of the game. And hopefully the Bobcats will come out on top. We'll probably see Peyton DePriest. There was something there. There was body contact, whether it was a charge or a foul. There was something there.
Both of them hit the floor.
Yep.
But the bucket went in, so.
Looks like the momentum's changed. Classic DePriest.
Yeah.
Classic DePriest. Threading the needle.
4 transition points in quick order.
Did you know he took a left turn in midair? Did you see that? It was a straight line to the goal, and he went in between 2 players. How do you make a left turn in midair? It looked like that was that did the basket count, or was it a basket? Did they hit it.
Yeah, the basket went in. This is his +1.
We saw Ragland come back in the ball game. He got his 3rd foul. And we're just in the first half, second period here. Valley just went up by 1, 21-20. We've got about 4.5 minutes to go in the first half. Ragland sitting the bench. The only starter that's not in the game, Richard Rental, in for him. Deckard on the court. Beavers, Griffin, and DePriest round out your 5 Marshall players that are on the court at this time. Kick there by the defender. Ball's going to go to the baseline. If Ragland was in the game, we'd see a high pass in the middle of the paint and him elevating and putting it in the midair. But we'll see what they have here. Griffin's going to get the ball this time. He's got a good lane to the goal, and he decided not to take it. DePriest took off and stepped backwards and stepped out of bounds. And we got.
That was a nice play by DePriest coming in. The Tiger had the rebound, was about to go back up, and DePriest came in from his blind side and stripped him.
Andy Granato's in the ball game, and number 2 tipped away from Justin Deckard. Coming in from the baseline is Valley Springs with a basket under the goal, 23-20. We're under 4 minutes to go in the first half.
Faked the pass and went for the bucket, came up short.
Griffin with the short floater. Can't get it to fall. Once again. It was number 24 earlier. It was 21 this time.
I think the referees have figured out his physics.
Yeah. That is a call that I really appreciate because it is not called enough. These kids learn it from the NBA. It's the foot switch. It gives the dribbler, the offensive player, an advantage, which it shouldn't be able to, right?
Right.
And not good. When they switch their feet like that, you don't know which way they're going. It distributes their weight.
Yeah, looks like we have a foul away from the ball.
It was on the ball. 21 was defending the ball, right? 17 fouls now for the Valley Springs Tigers, and Beavers is going to go the line for a 1-and-1. Good ball game, trading points. I love these games.
And he missed the first of the 1-and-1.
Valley Springs with the rebound. They're going to bring it into their front court. 23 is going to attack the goal on that far side where Granado has come in, and that's his position on that far side. We've seen Rental in there. We've seen Ragland in there. They're both sitting on the bench. Number 2 going to the baseline for Valley Springs. Deckard.
Number 2 tried to get a little fancy with that behind the back and ended up handing it right to the Bobcats.
There's typical DePriest right there.
Coast to coast.
Going to the goal. Did you see that footwork going in there? I really love it. I just love it. DePriest with the elevation. I don't know if he got any arm on that one. I thought that was all ball.
I thought that was a good block, but
Yep.
referee saw it otherwise.
He's a good kid. And I don't know if you, well, I'll save that for off air. Letting you know who that is.
Sure thing.
Well, I'll tell you now, his brother is our cousin.
Like his brother is our cousin?
Yeah.
Then when
Kendrick Campbell.
Wouldn't he also be our cousin?
And Beavers with the ball at the top of the front court. Getting it over to Griffin. Granado. Beavers loves that look. Oh, and he was a little short. He was 2 feet behind the red line. 2 foot behind. Griffin can't afford that. That may be his third, at least his second. That is his
third foul. He's talking it out with the ref. To no avail.
Griffin's very aggressive. Rental back into the ball game. So and increasing the lead to 5, Valley Springs. Good there from the line. 27-22, your Bobcats are down by 5, and we're coming up on 2 minutes to go in the first half. 9 team fouls for the Bobcats, 7 team fouls for Valley Springs, and Rental needs to get out of that lane. Beaver's going to go to the goal. They're not going to call a foul.
That looked a lot more violent than a lot of things that have been called.
Yep. It looked more like a mugging there than some of the other calls. Beaver's going to get the long inbound pass. He's going to go to the goal again. That's for sure a block.
Yeah, that's a foul on the floor, so he'll get a 1-and-1. We're in the bonus.
Beavers was at the line earlier for 1-on-1. He missed his first one. And we'll see if he can hit this one. Misses it. No, good roll.
Got the shooter's roll on that one.
He said, not again. Then it went in.
He needs to learn to talk to it like DePriest does, right?
There you go.
There you go. That was right down the middle that time. No doubt at all.
Beavers hitting both from the line. He pulls his Bobcats to within 3. We're under 2 minutes to go in the first half. Rental, very good at closing the lane down to the goal.
Oh, yeah, 21 was all by himself out on the wing there.
Yep.
By the time he got the ball, Rental was there to say hi.
Yep. Rental is a big body for his size. Oh, they were mugged again. Deckard with the rebound. Rental gets it to DePriest. DePriest a 1-on-4. He's not scared of that.
You got a blocking by number 2 from Valley.
That's during the shot, wasn't it?
I think so.
He got hit, and then 4 steps later took a shot. Beavers is going to go to the line for 2, though, 10.
I think that's another thing.
It's a 1-on-1.
In the NBA.
Yeah. I thought that was 10 team fouls. It's only 9, so it's a 1-and-1. And Beavers, he has 3 in a row.
Yeah. And the last 2 have been right down the middle. No need to roll it in.
And he hits the both. He's 4 for 5 from the line tonight.
And it's a 1-point game again.
Rental, I'm just impressed with him.
He hangs with it, doesn't he?
He never is away from the ball. When the ball's under the net, he is never away from the ball.
And DePriest scrapping for a rebound and draws the foul.
That's 10 team fouls for the Tigers, so DePriest is going to go to the line for 2. Double bonus right there. He can't make that one.
He has another chance here to tie it up.
27-26, about a minute to go in the first half. And he hits his second. Tie ball game.
He was talking to it that time, wasn't he?
Yeah.
The basketball whisperer.
Number 21 trying to find that seam. DePriest within a finger's length. Look who's there.
Yep. Reynolds was there, but in the air drew the fouled the shooter.
I'll bet if he hadn't jumped, it would have been a charge.
He got a charge on him, yep.
I don't know if I've seen Rental, try to take a charge before. He doesn't hardly ever fall down.
He's defending.
Yep. This is a 1-and-1. He misses the first. Deckard, get your head in the ball game. There's going to be somebody on you when you get that rebound. Look at DePriest from three. Rental reaching over.
Just reaching over. Didn't even leave the floor.
He is ball hungry, I can tell you that. Loves to be around it. Beavers.
Oh, nice pass.
Nice feed. DePriest above the rim. Tie ball game again. 15 seconds to go.
He's so quick, he's hard to see.
That was some good passing there in the paint.
Right.
Look at that. Ought to be.
Come on, that should be flagrant. That should be a flagrant.
That should be flagrant intentional. He had no intention of going for the ball.
No, he was
Bodied
not.
him with his shoulder and his back. Made him miss the basket though. And we may have the Bobcats up going into the second half. Yep. Unless 6.2 seconds to go.
You can cover some ground in 6.2 seconds.
Bobcats are up by one. Either one of these teams can. DePriest with a second shot on a two-shot foul. He gets it off the rim. Rental's going to get charged with a foul with 10 team fouls. Valley's going to go to the line for two.
He was definitely over the back on that one.
Rental, look at the fouls on Rental. 4 fouls on Rental in the second period. That's an asset they don't want to do without. (30-29), missed free throw for the Tigers. Trying to go into half here, at least tied. And he hits that one. Tie ball game. 5.5 seconds to go. DePriest with the ball. He's not rushing too much. Beavers with a good look.
Just short.
He was way beyond the arc on that one.
He was way beyond both the arcs.
Tie ball game. That goes to show you how evenly matched these teams are. Anything, any mistakes that could be corrected by the Bobcats or anything about the Tigers that could be exploited by them.
Well, I noticed in that second period, I feel like the Bobcats tightened up their passing quite a bit. There didn't seem to be as many turnovers, and that may be why we're going in tied and not with them behind.
Well, we got a couple of big men in foul trouble for the Bobcats. Ragland's been sitting on the bench a lot of the second period, and he's a good post player in the paint, and bodying up. And Rental going in to take his place has 4 fouls. So he's not going to be able to come off the bench and take his place.
Going to miss both them in the second half, and they may have to go to a perimeter game more than an inside. So
we may see a Valley Springs Tiger inside game really ramp up in the second period because they can exploit that with some of the substitutes in the game. I noticed when Granado came in, not that there's anything wrong with Christian Granado, but that's the first place they went with the substitution with Ragland being out of that spot, and so they're going to try to. I'd say exploit that inside game in the second half, but the Bobcats have. We saw transition points. We saw transition points, and a lot of them, and that's where they need to be.
But
Tough
to get
on
those
the
transition points, you got to get defensive rebounds, and that's going to
Mhm.
be harder without the
Yep.
size in there.
Yep, and that's what's going to be key is that defensive rebound. Get it to half court as quick as you can and get into your transition game. We appreciate you guys joining us for the first half, and it's been a good ball game, 30-30. And we come back for the second half. You're going to see some more action here. You've been watching the Marshall Sports Network here on Facebook Live and YouTube. We appreciate you joining us. We'll be back for second half here in just a moment. And we're here to start the second half. Tie ball game, 30-30. Fresh 8 minutes on the clock. We're in the third period. We want to thank you for joining us. I mean, lots of you are joining us, and we appreciate you being here. We're at the North Ark campus here in Harrison, Arkansas. NAC tournament. What was the call?
I don't know. They restarted the second half, apparently.
Maybe there was a glitch in the matrix. I don't know.
Uh-oh.
It's like Filippo into the ball game, number 1, out at top. Justin Decker joining him out there. Granado underneath on the D. Tipped out on the rebound. And it looks like the Valley Springs Tigers are going to reset. DePriest there. Stop the turnaround. And Granado is going to be called for the foul. Now that's Christian Granado, 23. Blaze, Christian Granado is 23. Yes. Andy Granado is number 2. I'm learning that. I said, who's number 2? That's what I said. Andy Granado is number 2.
Blaze knows everything.
Blaze knows. He's better than Google. And hitting both of them.
Guarantee you that was Google-proof questions right there. Google would have never gotten those. But
You never know. You never know.
Super Blaze got it, though.
Not seeing any transition offense here. Setting up their offense in their front court. Deckard for the Bobcats. Deckard. Filippo is what I call him. I think it's Caviccioli. What a move to the basket.
Nice big hop and then the layup.
That was Beavers. Tie the ball game. Feed into the post man to Valley, and Granado did a great job stopping the basket, make him go to the line and earn those 2. We've seen some sporadic making of free throws tonight on both teams. Not necessarily a thing every time they go to the line, and so you never can tell. 33-32.
Well, that's 3 in a row to open the second half for Valley. That's 4 in a row to open the second half for Valley.
Well, that's the reason they're up by 2. 34-32. Your Bobcats are down, and we're just barely into the third period. And I believe that's Filippo Caviccioli, right? I don't have a roster here with me.
Another sloppy pass.
Sloppy pass by the Bobcats.
Good defense.
DePriest arriving a little too late. And the Valley Springs Tigers coming out, going up by 4. 6 points in the second half for the Tigers, 2 for your Bobcats. Beavers and DePriest are out front. Filippo gets the ball on the near side wing, back to DePriest. He's going to shoot a 3. He was about 3 feet too deep.
He hit the front of the rim. Just barely hit the front of the rim.
And the Valley Springs Tigers coming the other way. Hopefully number 21 doesn't get a hot hand out in three-point land. DePriest with the reject.
Nice block.
You know, there's some people that have elevation, then there's others that seem to hang. And DePriest, he's got that second foot movement, you know, when he's up in the air. And that extends his hang time quite a bit. Deckard going to get the steal after the bad pass. DePriest is coming the other way. He might take on 3. Well, he at least got the turnaround jumper. Couldn't get it to fall. Look at that, Granado underneath, fighting for the rebound. Granado needs to be in the ball game. He's been playing some good D, also working on the rebounds. And another Granado. Granado in for Granado.
Well, that's convenient.
Andy comes in, and Christian has a seat. Number 4 in the ball game for the Tigers. He hits nothing but net from three-point land.
Oh, deep in three-point land. He was behind the college line that time. And suddenly the Bobcats find themselves down 7, and we have a timeout.
What have we, you know, every night, every time I ever call a high school ball game, I talk about momentum, and we talked about it the last couple of nights, you know, and there's been a couple of times we've said there, you know, the coach needs to call a timeout now, kind of break. this momentum, and this is good coaching by Coach Donnie Smith. His team comes out and they scored 2, but the Valley Springs Tigers have scored 9. They've got the momentum. How are you going to break the momentum? Well, Coach's only weapon that he has is to call a timeout, and that's what he did there. If I'm not mistaken, is that not 9 unanswered points? Were the Bobcats the first one to score in the second half?
No, they were not. They were not. There were 2 free throws by Valley that opened up the scoring.
7 unanswered points by the Bobcats.
Against the Bobcats, by Valley.
By Valley. Against the Bobcats. Mishandled by Griffin. He can get that. He can recover that. Beaver's going to go to the goal. Oh, good move.
Nice
good
move,
feed.
nice pass, yes.
Good feed to Deckard. Deckard's got 2 points. 39-34. Bobcats pull within 5. Beavers on defense.
Oh, he called him for lifting the ball on that one.
Carrying
the ball.
You can go ahead and say lift if you want to.
Yeah, that's a lift call in volleyball.
We're not
That's
too
my
far
game.
out of the volleyball
Yeah,
season to know what you're talking about.
That's my reffing experience is volleyball, not basketball.
If you had on the black and white, went to the score table with that, they'd be like, "A what? What was a lift? What was that?" Good fade to Ragland, who's in the ball game. Jesse Ragland can't get it to fall. He's going to have to watch himself on defense. He has a jump shot he can't get to fall. The Priest
with the rebound brings it out
to Beavers.
Yeah.
They're going to call a charge. Beavers might have hung a shoelace on him as he went by, but they're going to call him for a charge.
But the Valley player was definitely in position.
Yeah.
He was not moving.
Beavers, his first foul of the ball game comes midway in the third period. Your Bobcats are down by 5, 39-34 against the Valley Springs Tigers. 3 team fouls for the Bobcats.
Well, the Bobcats read that give and go and intercepted that pass. Nice pass.
Feed to Griffin.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Feed to Griffin from DePriest. Brings the Bobcat to within 3.
That's good court awareness, knowing where your teammates are, making that pass.
Reverse layup there by number 10 for the Tigers. Maintains their 5-point lead. Beavers from way back. I would have called a walk on that.
Ill-advised pass, intercepted. And Valley comes back down with it. 21 from the outside. Oh.
And number 10 is going to get charged underneath the goal somehow. That's his third personal foul. Bobcats are down by 5. That's where we've been for a little while. They was down by as much as 7 here in the second half, but 5's been about the average. Ragland said, "Get out of my way."
Yeah, number 10 tried again to draw a foul, and it was not successful that time.
That was a hop, skip, and jump as well. That's 21.
21 on the outside. He's comfortable shooting that three-pointer, I'm afraid.
Yeah, he is. He looks comfortable, too.
And so what was 3 has become a lead of 6 now. Bobcats have picked up the pace, but Valley's right there with them.
Ragland from behind the back. Over the head, should I say.
Nice fake. Got the defender in the air and went right past him.
21 gets a good look. Goes short. Ragland with the rebound.
Well, that shot was
He's going to push the transition game. He gets it, tips out of bounds. What I saw there was DePriest coming in for the alley-oop, and they have practiced that play. But he gets tipped out of bounds before they get to the goal. You see how fast DePriest was coming?
Yeah, he can motor.
He can motor when he wants.
He can motor. I can barely see him, though. He's moving so fast.
We didn't get the inbound pass in the middle of the paint the way they do to Ragland for the quick basket, but they come up short. Ball comes the other way. Can't go. Oh, Ragland
Oh.
gets his fourth.
That's a foul. I don't know that was a foul, but they're going to call it as one.
He raked it right out, didn't he? You know, I don't know whether they actually see the hand-to-hand combat or contact, not combat, hand-to-hand contact or not, or whether they just, you know, do they really see it? Yeah. But that was on Ragland, and they don't have his
They got a sub waiting for him right
personal foul. Yeah. Deckard's coming in.
Yeah, the ref's telling him he saw him hit his arm. Ragland apparently disagrees.
He'll be out the rest of the third period, maybe some into the fourth period as well. Rental hasn't been coming in because he has 4 fouls.
And we're still at a 6-point lead.
Bryce Griffin, Max Beavers. Peyton
Wide
DePriest.
open under the goal.
Deckard can't get the floater. Griffin with the rebound. That's going in.
There you
Bryce Griffin pulls the Bobcats to within 4.
A lot of contact, nothing called there. A lot of drama on the floor.
There you go.
Call the travel.
Good call by the officials on this end. Griffin bringing across the midcourt. They're down by 4, 46-42. We've not seen but maybe one three-pointer by the Bobcats. It's just been one.
One successful is on it. That was an ill-advised pass.
Yeah.
That was there. He had no business.
If it
throwing
was
that
a little
ball.
deeper, DePriest might have had it. But in and out of the goal, Griffin going to get it from Granado, come down the court. Deckard can't get it to fall. He should have set up a little better on that one.
He rushed it and he wasn't covered. He didn't need to rush it that hard. Yep.
4 gets the eagle eye. That's going to be short,
Yes.
very short.
Very short and not on target either.
That was kind of weak.
It was kind of an epic fail there. I think that's what the young folks used to call that.
I think the wind got under that one or something. 45 seconds to go in the third period. We got a couple of Bobcats in foul trouble, and they're sitting on the bench. And the Bobcats are down by 4. Griffin may have changed the momentum.
They left him alone, all alone out there. He got the ball, looked around. Nobody came at him, so he just took the shot.
Griffin with a great look, and he's changed the momentum of the ball game. And I love to see a momentum shift like this at the change of a period. We're going to be coming out of the third here in about 20 seconds. And your Bobcats are within 1. If they can stop this basket, they will stay within 1 going into the fourth. There you go. That's the way to do it. DePriest, I believe, only has 1 foul, and he had 1 to give. He has several to give, and he's going to stop that basket, make him go.
No, that's not on DePriest.
Is it not? Max Beavers. Okay.
He has 2 fouls.
Max Beavers with 2 fouls.
Bobcats have 14 fouls.
Plenty of time on the clock. 11 seconds of a rebound on miss or even an inbound.
You have to give the Valley, in the third period, they've been converting their free throws.
May see some backcourt pressure after this. Nope. Griffin needs to just keep it slow. If they're not going to attack him, just stay back. Needed a 3. Boom.
Got it.
And that's what did it at the buzzer.
That's right. Yeah, DePriest took it right down the middle, drew the defense, and
Number 2, Granado. Was that Granado on the near side? Was that Granado? Yeah, that was Granado on the near side. Had a great look.
which Granado was that?
That's going to be Andy Granado.
Very good. Skip's learning.
Yeah. Tied 48-48. You know, it was tied 30-30 at halftime. Both teams came out and put up 18 points. We saw the Valley Springs Tigers come out and just nail the momentum the first half. Maybe
The Bobcats trailed by 7 at one point.
right. They did.
Came back to tie it up.
Yeah, came back to tie it up at the end of the period, but it was a good 5 minutes into the third period before we could even see a shift of momentum back to Bobcats. They have it. They for sure have it going out of the third period with that 3 from Granado. And they have 1 team foul. People don't understand how important that is. 1 team foul for the Valley Springs Tigers. It's very important for them to have 1 team foul because they can foul. They can stop the shots throughout the fourth period on the Bobcats, and that's may become a factor. here before the end of the ball game.
Especially when you have big men from the Bobcats in foul trouble. And that may not play early in the period, but it'll play later for sure.
Bryce Griffin into the front court for the Bobcats, along with the Priest on the floor. Over to Beavers. Deckard's down low, and Granado's down low. Granado's wanting the ball now. He's done made a good one. Andy Granado down at the post position.
Nothing makes you feel successful like success.
Yes. 48-48, and this ain't a bad thing. Chew off some clock. They need to put their big men back in. Griffin with the floater. He's really good at that, and this time wasn't able to get it to fall.
Yeah, shot was just a little flat.
Yep. Griffin tips it back. And the Valley Springs Tigers didn't know whether they were going to get called to the backcourt, so he just let it go.
Yeah, but it slowed them down. They have to set up and
Yes.
start again. So
Yes.
it's a very good play. Oh,
Deckard with a good strip.
this will be a key for the Bobcats if they can stop on the defensive end without getting into foul trouble.
Didn't realize there's the Priest underneath. He's taking that low post position, and it made a difference right there. Puts the Bobcats up by 2, their largest lead of the second half. No three. Rebound by Griffin. He gets it stolen. That's a walk. That is, yes.
Yes, and the referee calls that.
You can't slide across the court with the ball. You just can't do it.
He needs to learn to dribble as he slides, then he'll be okay.
I've seen it. I've seen it.
No, I believe you.
I've seen it. If you start sliding with it, just put it down and start come out of that thing.
Hey, Curly Neal used to do it for the Globetrotters. He'd slide half the court dribbling.
Some very adept ball handlers. See, Andy Granado has been in the post position the whole time, and they have switched. DePriest has been down there, and down there close to the paint. They've switched out here in the fourth period, and they're back in position now. Beaver's going to hit that one.
From deep.
When he gets a look like that, it's probably going in.
Yeah, he had a good long look from deep, and he put it in there.
Oh,
what a block.
reject by DePriest off the backboard.
Wow.
Springs Tigers need that. Valley needed that. They're down by 2. Bobcats are up by 2, 53-51. Beavers, it's going to be a charge.
Yeah, it's going to be a charge.
He for sure turned and ran over him. That's going to be 3 on Beavers.
With his hand sticking out, too. That doesn't help.
Well, before he made his turn, he pushed his defender off anyway. Turned into another one. Here's the difference. Jesse Ragland in the ballgame. This is going to change the rebounding as well, because Ragland may be a little hesitant to get in and fight for that rebounding.
Yes.
It'll for sure change the defense, because he's not going to slap at it like he has been.
Well, that block down in against Valley was a real momentum thing, and by hitting that 3-point, they squelched that momentum.
Right. Off the knee of Valley Springs. You're going to see something pretty here. Got the roll. Ragland. Got to get it up.
And the foul.
2 and 1.
The hoop and the harm, as they say on ESPN.
There you go. That should be 55. I was going to say, give him the 2. 55-51. I think the Cats were up by 5 a little earlier. They weren't there very long, but they have a 4-point lead, and Ragland's at the line for 1. Trying to make this a 3-point play. Ragland hits it. What do you think about momentum now? Isn't that something?
Momentum is a thing.
It is a thing, and once a high school team gets it, like I said, sheer talent by one player is not going to do it. It's going to take a team effort. It's going to take something other than just flashy play. Good defense here.
Well, as you're saying.
He was standing on the line.
Right, just got his toes on. Well, I think as you're successful, you become confident. And when you're confident, you're loose. And when you're loose, you're playing better.
Right.
When you're tight, you make mistakes.
5 seconds, all they have. Granada almost got a finger on that. Granada with the rebound. A little long on the pass to Griffin. Granada's going to get it back. He said, I wanted the ball. I'm going to keep the ball. Lots of action here in the last couple of minutes, and these Bobcats, can Granada do it again?
No, cannot. Oh,
Dupreece with the rebound. And the basket is good.
And the foul.
There's this guy called Mo, and his last name is Mentum. When he shows up on the court, it is the sixth player. Somebody will believe me before the season is over with.
Well, if you want to see what confident looks like, that was Dupreece walking to the foul line that time. He was exuding confidence.
7-point lead, largest lead of the ball game for the Bobcats. It comes here in the fourth period, and we're about halfway through the fourth period. Here at the end of the ball game, 58-51, 7-point lead, 3 team fouls by the Valley Springs Tigers, 5 team fouls for the Marshall Bobcats. 2 Bobcats in foul trouble. Richard Rental has 4. And Jesse Ragland has 4. Now, I want to tell you something, Greg. We usually see huge input or huge output, whatever you want to call it, from Ragland, and many times Ragland and Rental, and it's the same time. They have been out of the ball game half the ball game. They really have.
At least half the ball game.
Rental didn't start, okay? And Ragland had to sit out in the second period. He's been out a lot in the third period and some in the fourth. So you have a bench coming off here against their rival and producing a 7-point lead.
Producing very well.
If that doesn't tell coaches what substituting can do, you get these kids on the court. They have to be on the court to see what they can do, improve themselves, and they become a better ball team. Good job, Donnie Smith.
Well, he's making the right substitutions, and he's leaving the right people in.
He pulled Ragland out after a defense and put him back in on the offense. It was a good call a little bit earlier.
Well, Dupreece hit the free throw, so now it's an 8-point lead for the Bobcats.
Largest lead of the game, maybe by either team.
Yes, I believe so.
And it's for the Bobcats here in the fourth period, 4:20 to go. I knew we were about halfway through. Coming up on 4 minutes to go in the ball game. And your starters are not in. Dupreece going to go ahead and get that. He did. He hit him in the head. That'll be 3 on Dupreece, but, hey, there's only 4 minutes left. Or is that 4 on Dupreece? 2 on Dupreece. Okay.
I think
good foul.
I think there were a couple earlier that you thought were on him that moved to other
Beavers
players.
got hit with that one.
Yeah.
That I thought. Okay. Well, that's the way to do it, is send them to the line. Make them work for it. You'll get that 1 free throw missed or maybe 2 that you needed, especially when you got fouls to give. 16 fouls for the Bobcats, though. Missed that one. Oh, you got the friendly roll.
Got that roll.
Since the backcourt pressure, Griffin going to the corner.
Double team, got him in the corner.
Timeout called by Donnie Smith. What happened there? And this shows you the maturity that we have in our Bobcat coach here. Guys, you haven't had backcourt pressure the whole game. You're getting a new look at it, okay? You're getting caught up over in the corner there. I'm going to have to call a timeout. We're going to have to talk about this. Calm down. You're seeing something a little different. This is your time to be in transition. If you've got 3 or 4 out on 2 men, somebody's open down court.
Ragland just checked back in, it looked like, during that timeout.
All right. We'll see who comes out.
Who comes out to the Hawaii 5-0 theme. I'm sure someone thought that was appropriate. Sitting on a flight overseas one time, and they were playing the theme from The Godfather. It didn't make me feel good about the flight.
Ragland is in the game. Griffin, Dupreece, Beavers. Starters are on the court. All starters are on the court. Ragland with 4 fouls. Deckard's going to be in at the post position as well. It's going to be tipped out of bounds by Valley.
Yeah, that was an ill-advised pass. That was too far to make that pass.
He advertised it too.
Oh, yes, he did.
Fairly well. Griffin's going to get the inbound. And DePriest will control. What would blow this momentum away, that's going to be a tie ball. It's going to be in favor of the Valley Springs Tigers.
Good defense, good quick hands. A little bit of sloppy ball handling there. And the Bobcats return the favor and go into full court pressure. I'm not sure that was a foul. I'm not sure that was a foul.
There's not really a reaching in call anymore. They never call it. It has to be contact, and he was smooth on that delivery.
Yeah, and he's discussing it with the referee. He was explaining
that's
his bizarre physics to him.
That's what Beavers is famous for. He loves to know exactly, what did I do? How can I get away with it? Yeah, it's going to be Bobcat ball on the tie-up.
Well, there's Ragland in there getting the rebound.
Look at him.
He's like, wait a minute. The guy was climbing my back, smothering my head.
You do know
threw me to the ground, and it's a tie up. It's a tie ball.
You do know I'm 6'3". This guy had to be standing on my hips to get the ball. But they got it anyway. Beavers controlling the ball this time. Doesn't want it tipped away. Into Griffin. Over to DePriest. Beavers, he had a good look. He's going to thread the needle.
He gets the ball stripped on the shot.
59-53. DePriest makes him miss.
The shot. Yep.
10 with the putback. They pulled it within 4. 59-55. Your Bobcats have a 4-point lead, and they have backcourt pressure, which they have not had throughout the game.
I think your buddy Mo is playing for Valley right now.
Mr. Derrick got hit over there, and he looked at him like, I took that personal. Deckard from the corner. DePriest. Still, these passes are too lazy for me.
Yes, Marshall is getting lazy with the passes at a time when Valley is cranking up their defense.
Yep.
That's not.
Griffin goes in, feed to Ragland.
Oh,
that was beautiful.
Hey,
Ragland maintains.
Gets his own rebound and follows.
Lead back to 6, 61-55. Your Bobcats are up. We have 2:30 to go. 21's had the hot 3-point.
And there he is again.
And there he is again.
They set him up for that shot.
Shift of momentum is imminent right now. This is the test of whether the Bobcats can come out and go, okay, we're seeing backcourt pressure, which we've not seen. We just had a 3 hit. We've been up by as many as 8, and now it's a 3-point lead. We're coming to the end of the game. Our passes have been lazy. We've had it stolen several times in this period. This Valley Springs Tigers team is not tired. They're not showing they've got any lack of energy whatsoever. Can we keep the momentum going?
Yeah, Valley is pressing real hard on defense right now, and the Bobcats are going to have to play to that.
They want the ball. You can tell each player, I want the ball in my hands, is the way Valley's playing. Bobcats need to pick it up to that level at least. Each player on the court now can easily handle the ball, easily, against this Valley Springs defense. Beavers with the inbound back to Griffin. They're not spreading out their offense enough to break the pressure. Griffin going to get fouled. That'll be 2. They'll go to the line for 2. Griffin needs to hit these.
Yes, he does.
He needs to hit these. This will be an axe at the bottom of the tree right here.
That's 5 fouls on number 10.
So the big man goes out.
Their big man goes out.
Have we seen number 3 in the ball game yet?
I don't recall.
I don't recall it either. He may have been here and we just missed him, but I don't ever remember calling his number out. He is not the mass that his predecessor was.
No, number 10 was a tall and wide body on that under that goal. And he gets the first one.
Flat shot by Griffin, but it went straight in. 4-point lead by your Bobcats. Coming up on 2 minutes ago. 62-58. Another flat one goes right in. 5-point lead. 18 fouls for the Bobcats, 14 fouls for the Valley Springs. And we are just now about to go under 2 minutes to go in the ball game. Your Bobcats are up by 5. Good hands by Beavers.
21 looking for that three-pointer again, but Marshall's right there on him.
Marshall's picked up the D. What is Ragland doing that far out? Oh, he's man's out here. Griffin with the defense. Ragland needs to watch his hands. 24, he can't. Oh, he found the back of the goal.
He found it right there. And that was a 3.
Yep.
Now the lead is 2.
63-61.
Another lazy pass. Another lazy pass.
There you go. Wonderful call. Love that call. Walking.
Good call. Good call.
He grabbed the ball on his left side and rolled to his back. That is a walk. I am impressed with this officiating crew. Look at the defense. Look at the lazy pass.
Sloppy passing. Sloppy, lazy passing.
No time for – there's some foul going on there. There was some foul going on there. If Beavers got called for reaching in down here, that for sure was a foul.
Yeah, for sure was a foul.
He slapped armpit and everything. But, hey, officials are doing a fine job.
Just 20 seconds ago, you were a fan of the officials. Oh, nice block. Nice block.
Griffin may take it all the way. He pulls up. He got that lane back open. Yep,
yeah,
moving.
Good call. Good call. Blocking foul.
Here's where the team fouls comes into play, like we talked about at the beginning of the fourth period.
Not in the bonus.
Yeah. If that would have been a foul by the Bobcats, Valley would be going to the line. But since it's just 5 team fouls for the Valley Springs Tigers, they have yet another one to give before it's a 1-on-1 situation. I don't think.
He called a reach in on that, called a foul on that one.
There's sometimes, and I'm not going to accuse him there, but sometimes there's obligatory calls where they know they missed one, and they come back and call another one to make up for it. But
he called to hit him on the forearms, and I believe that he did.
Full timeout for the Bobcats. Going to be a full minute. Good use of timeouts by Coach Smith. I'm really glad to see that. We're right around a minute, aren't we? Minute to go in the ball game. 2-point lead. What did we say this game was going to be? It's going to be a good one. And they've been trading points. They were tied at halftime at 30. They were tied at the end of the third period at 68, right? Did I say 68?
58?
58. No, 48.
48.
It had to have been 48.
Whoa.
At 48, and here we are, 2-point deficit or 2-point lead by the Bobcats.
Yeah, it's been a close one. Anytime someone gets a lead, the other team closes it back up.
And it just seems like Valley has capitalized on the Bobcats' mistakes, where the Bobcats, all they did was pick up their game.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
In order for the Bobcats to pull ahead, they had to pick up their game, make their shots, get their rebounds, their passes, transition, all that. But Valley, all they've had to do to get points back is just to exploit mistakes by the Bobcats.
Feels like the Bobcats are earning it and giving it away.
Right. DePriest with the inbound. 44.5 seconds to go. Bobcats are up by 2. Ragland gets it to DePriest. Ragland going to go to the goal. Bring it back out. Can't afford lazy passes right now. Like that one. Beavers was not going to let him make that one.
He was not going to let him shoot that one at all.
Nope. And they got the rebound. The putback is long. Ragland with the rebound.
With the rebound. Scary rebound. Scary defense by Ragland.
There's got to be a foul. And yet another foul. This time it'll be a 1-and-1 for DePriest.
2-point lead with 10 seconds left. The basketball whisperer needs to whisper these two into the goal.
DePriest was at the corner of the backcourt. He had 4 Valley Springs Tigers on him. You know, somebody was open.
Somebody was open.
Got a full timeout for the Tigers on this one. Guys, we're coming up on 30 seconds in the ball game. Your Bobcats still have a 2-point lead, 63-61. What an odd little possession down here for the Valley Springs Tigers with all the flooded bodies, you know, by the Bobcats throwing defense at them left and right. They couldn't make a turn, and the three-pointer didn't go in. The putback was just plain ugly.
And Bobcat bodies were flying everywhere, but there wasn't a Tiger could get in front of one of them. I thought somebody was going to foul somebody.
And I think at this point they may be letting them play a little bit, but this is where a referee can sure insert himself into a ball game.
Well, I think Super Blaze over is getting pretty tight. I don't know.
Super Blaze ain't handling the pressure very well.
No, he's not. It's getting to him.
If he could work the camera in the fetal position, I think he would. Not liking these close ball games, are you, brother? DePriest says, I want it. I've already told the ball to go in. It's going in now. Remember, guys, this is a 1-and-1. 17 fouls by Valley Springs. He was fouled in the backcourt. He needs to hit this one.
And he does not.
Fighting for the rebound. DePriest gets his own rebound.
Yeah.
Little putback and gets fouled. 8.2 seconds to go in the ball game. DePriest somehow winds up with his own rebound.
And you see Ragland in there scrapping for it. He knows it's the end. What's one more foul?
4-point lead by the Bobcats. And DePriest could turn this into a 3-point play. Sorry if I pegged out the meter on that one, guys.
I think my eardrums are split.
I'm trying to hold it to the side.
Hey,
and he makes it! 66-61, 5-point lead. All they have to do is let him make it.
And he didn't do that.
Beavers with the foul. But you know what? Make them go to the line. But what could happen here with the 3-point try? He could hit both of them. And them get the rebound on him his third one, step back and make it 3, and we have a tie ball game. That's why you don't foul.
That's why you don't foul. Let him make that 3 and then just hang on to it.
If he hits the first 2, that ain't going to happen. Now it's a different ball game.
Now it's a different ball game.
Yeah, with a foul behind the 3-point line, it sets up a whole different, set of rules on a 5-point lead,
Yeah. And
Still.
he's been good from the line tonight. He's been good from the field tonight, and he choked and missed that first free throw.
3 seconds to go in the ball game, 66-62. Your Bobcats are up by 4. We have a Valley Springs Tiger at the line for 1 shot. If he makes this one, they can steal the inbound and hit a 3 and tie the ball game. That's just the way it is.
Yes, they can.
If the Bobcats foul a Valley Springs Tiger, it is a 2-shot foul as well. So even on a putback, if he makes this one, they're within 4 and a putback, goal or whatever, well, they wouldn't be able to pull in. Yeah, they would. It'd be a tie ball game again if he hits this one. So there could be a 3-point play on a field goal with an and 1 situation. So trust me, we have seen it.
Yes,
we have seen much, much different.
Let's go, Bobcats!
I can remember one of your church ball games where the opposing player took 2 dribbles and got fouled in a second and a half.
He turned as well.
That was the longest second half I ever saw.
He turned as well.
I think his mom must have been on the scoreboard.
And game over. Time. That was a long 3 seconds.
That was a long 3 seconds. They passed the ball a couple of times. I'm like, where's the clock on this?
Super Blaze can rest easy.
I thought it's going to explode.
66-62, your Marshall Bobcats have come out on top, playing a phenomenal game, being down by as many as 7 points in the second period, tied. They brought it back and tied at the half. And the next game is 5, what is it now? 5:20 tomorrow night. $5:20 tomorrow night. The Bobcats will be here and we'll be live at Pioneer Arena. But like I was saying, ups and downs of this game. What won the game? Momentum won the game. They got the momentum back.
Skip, do you believe in momentum in
Yeah, I do.
basketball?
I talk about it all the time. Momentum and free throws. Right there, Peyton DePriest with the player of the game. And it was well-deserved, but I want to tell you, it was pretty evenly spread throughout the Bobcats.
That was a very even effort.
Yep.
Spread the ball around, spread the points around.
You betcha. But he may have been the starter with the most time on the court.
Yeah, I believe that he was.
Tonight. So, but anyway, we appreciate you being here. This is Skip Arms, my brother Greg Arms. Of course, as always, Super Blaze Thomas doing all the work. We just make it look like we do anything by being on the mic here. We appreciate you, Blaze. Appreciate everybody joining us. You've been listening to Marshall Sports Network. You've been watching us here live on our social media channels, Facebook, YouTube, all that good stuff. We appreciate you joining us. See you tomorrow night.